That, oh, no, this is all part of a plan. What plan? Is this how he wanted it? And what's the end game of this master plan of his? So here we are again, talking about Kanye, and this time the news is just not redeemable. I don't see how Kanye gets out of this situation unscathed or able to jumpstart his career, to continue to be seen as an icon worthy of respect by the industry at large. I don't see how that happens from here, from this place where we are right now. We've been getting this report that there was an open letter written by ex-Yeezy employees and people who worked with Adidas, and they were talking about how horrible it really was working under Kanye. It wasn't just a matter of the fact that he was probably verbally abusive and a taskmaster that was very difficult on his workers. They're making some serious accusations about sexual harassment. I can't say the word because, I don't want to be demonetized by YouTube, but you know what I mean. But it's really disturbing what I'm seeing. And they're making some accusations about him showing adult material, but also showing images of his ex-wife, explicit imagery of his ex-wife, the mother of his 4 children, and also of himself with other women. Now, listen, let's be clear. Ye has been very open about his addiction to adult material. He's been open about that. He's been vulnerable, and I think that's a good thing. It's always good when people can share the things that they struggle with so that others who struggle with the same problems will not feel so alone, right? The problem with being too open and too vulnerable is that now you have set a precedent that we can all look at you and say, what these people are saying is true. That's not even the worst part of this. The worst part of this is that the first time we, the public, saw Kanye engaging in this harassing behavior, we have seen him do that in a video he himself put out. And that's the main reason why I'm making this video. I don't take pleasure out of seeing Ye in this terrible position where he's in. I've made several videos where I have been critical of him because I feel personally that there's too much cuddling of Ye by people, by his peers in the industry, by his fans. And we need to be very clear of the fact that when you behave in certain ways, when you go after people, entire groups of people, including people in your own race, when you continually disrespect people and disregard their feelings, they're cleaning the bathrooms next door. When you continually test the boundaries, eventually it will come back to bite you. You will not be able to get away with it indefinitely. That's not how real life works. And so I feel that because there's so many videos and people talking about him in a cuddling way and defending him, the man has mental illness. We have to we have to give him grace. I feel that I have to put out videos saying, no, this is not an excuse for this kind of behavior. But again, I don't take pleasure out of this. I just feel like I need to, at least in this video, send a message on the off chance that anybody who is still around him might watch this, might listen to this. Who is advising this man? Who is giving Ye legal advice, PR? Does he still have friends in his life? People who care about him? That video that he put out showing himself showing adult material to Adidas executives, maybe it was Gap, I'm not sure, but it was executives of a fashion brand he was working with at the time, showing them this material. You can clearly see that one of the men is uncomfortable, like, oh, come on, man, trying to stop him. That video should have never come out. It should have never been out there. And if I know that he has a history of either firing his legal representation or they quitting on him, but I'm pretty sure that there has to be somebody in his camp who's still helping him sign documents and looking over documents that he's reviewing. There has to be somebody in his camp who should be able to sit him down and explain to him the long-term repercussions of the things he's doing. It is so unfortunate that in society, sometimes we tend to value keeping it real or telling my truth or just saying it like it is. We put so much value on that without explaining that it can backfire. There are repercussions that come with being too much of yourself. You're not supposed to bring all of you to the table in a work setting. That's not professional. There are some things that should remain at home. There are some things that should remain inside your head, never to leave. And Ye has really made an art out of being himself no matter what. And he's gotten away with it for so long that I don't think he ever really believed that it would catch up with him, that he would hit a wall that will not bend to his will, that will not acquiesce to whatever he wants the wall to do. That's not going to open up and say, okay, if that's how you feel, as long as you keep it real, you can go through. No, there are some lines that just cannot be crossed, and he has crossed many lines. And when he put out that video of him showing this adult material and using it as an excuse of saying, you see how uncomfortable this makes you feel? I'm trying to let you know how I feel when you guys aren't straight with me. And yay, there's so many other examples you could have used to make that point. He clearly has a problem. This man clearly, his addiction is out of control, and there was nobody there to check him. And this open letter by the Yeezy team, the previous employees who were working in the Yeezy team, shows that not only was Ye out of control in what he was doing, but the people in charge, the executives at Adidas, who could have put their foot down, they should have put their foot down and said, you cannot do this. This is an HR violation. That is a violation of the contract we have. And if you continue to do this, you are in danger of terminating this contract. But it just goes to show that throughout Ye's career, people in charge have been willing to look away as long as Ye was making them money. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. The number one priority for people who have been around this man is to make as much money out of him as possible. And that was also what he wanted. He wanted to make as much money as possible, and he wanted to be allowed to go ahead and do whatever he wanted to do. I think this is really bad. It's not really surprising. I'm not even surprised at the reports that he exposed his wife, his ex-wife, this way. Ye, every time he has one of his breakdowns, every time he is in a manic state and he starts tweeting or sending comments out into the universe about how he really feels about his ex-wife and her family, it's very clear that he never really respected her. That he married this woman not because he saw somebody he respected and loved and would be devoted to. He married a sex toy. He was obsessed with her. And although I am not a fan of hers or her family and what they have done to the culture, I feel for her. Because in spite of all the clout she got from him, and she would not be in the financial position that she is today if it wasn't for her alliance to him, I tend to believe that she really cared for him. She loved him. I'm a woman, and I know what that's like to overlook certain things out of love for a man. And I truly believe that she cared about him. What is unfortunate about this for her, I mean, yeah, she's divorced him. She's separated herself from him. So this is not a scandal that's going to sully herself. But the children, the kids that she shares with this man will one day read this information. I would not be surprised if North, the oldest one, she's already aware of this. She goes to school. Other kids read this stuff and I'm sure they bring it up to her. This must be so embarrassing and mortifying to the children. And as their mother, she's gonna feel that horror more for them than for herself. And so it's unfortunate. Now, to be devil's advocate, I do find it strange that these ex-employees have decided to just write an open letter to Adidas rather than just do a class action lawsuit. Why are they doing this? And that could be that it's not really coming from the employees. This may be a tactic that Adidas is using to further cut Ye down. I'm sure that there's some negotiations back and forth going on because from what I understand, Adidas has frozen some money that was already made with Ye from the Yeezy brand. And there was probably money that was made before the whole scandal. And they have withheld those funds that he was probably counting on. And I can imagine that there's a back and forth going on in the background. And this may be a way for them to send out like a warning shot, letting him know, you want to play with us? This can get really, really ugly for you. Watch yourself. There's a possibility, there's a tiny possibility that that's what this is, because if I'm one of the ex-employees, I'll be suing. I would have hired a lawyer the moment things fell apart and be like, okay, this is our chance. We endured this while we were working for them. And now that we don't have a job, let's get our money. Let's make this money. Let's get that bag. So it would be strange for them to just get together and say, let's write an open letter. That doesn't sound, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's probably something that's coming from Adidas itself. Although it makes Adidas look very bad, it makes them seem like they did not do what they were supposed to do, which was make sure that their employees were in a safe, comfortable work environment. It was their responsibility to make sure that there were no human resource violations taking place on their premises while people were working on their products. So I don't know. Either way, this is not good for Ye. I think he's done. Ye is finished. I said it before, but now I'm doubling down on it. He is finished. He is done. He is cooked. We'll just have to see what happens. Like I said, if there's anybody in his camp who watches this, do something. And I'm sure that Ye is not the easiest person to talk to. And he's probably one of those people that if you say something that he doesn't want to hear, he gets rid of you like he's done with all his lawyers. But I don't know, somebody needs to step in and do something. Somebody needs to help him, because whatever money he was left with after losing his billionaire status, he was never a billionaire, watch the video. Whatever he was left with is gone, because lawsuits are coming. The employees can sue him personally. Adidas can sue him. Kim, get ready to pay alimony. Get ready to pay spousal support, girlfriend. Get ready to pay child support to Ye. It's over for Kanye. It's over for Ye. Sorry to say, I was a fan. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Tell me what you think below. Do you agree with what I had to say? Do you disagree? Are you one of his fans that thinks that, oh, no, this is all part of a plan? What plan? What plan? I see all his fans out here talking about, oh, this is exactly what he wanted. Even if he wanted out of his contract, is this how he wanted it? Is this how? Why did he walk into Skechers' office the next day and was humiliated and kicked out? Was that part of the plan? Is getting sued for sexual harassment, was that part of the plan as well? Kim can sue him for, revenge porn. Is all of this part of the plan? And what's the end game of this master plan of his? I would love for you to tell me below. Tell me exactly how this plays out in Ye's benefit. Please let me know. Maybe I'm not seeing something. But be respectful as always. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you agreed with what I had to say, if you want to add something that I missed, leave it also below. Please subscribe to my channel. I like to talk about pop culture and all kinds of news. Also, watch my last video. I think I did a really good job explaining the whole crypto market crash by FTX. It's a really good video and I make things very simple. So please check it out if you haven't already. And thanks for watching this one, and I will see you in the next one.